Hi, this is Morgan Doremus with RT Book Reviews, and today I'm with award-winning author James Rubart. And you are known for several speculative fiction books. You have Rooms, The Chair, Book of Days. Now, something I noticed is a lot of your themes are philosophical, yet your titles, there's very solid objects that you focus on: a gate, a chair, a room. Have you noticed that, and is that done on purpose?
Well, it's fascinating, Morgan, because it is not done on purpose, but the book that's coming after my next book that's coming out, we specifically titled it to tie into that, where it's a philosophical theme, but there is a tangible object that metaphorically represents that theme. So it's kind of fun to see that developing, and I didn't know it, almost developing subconsciously.
Now, you are an inspirational writer, which means there's your fiction is faith-based, excuse me, with the Christian viewpoint.
Yeah.
What really brought you to know that that's what you wanted to do?
It's funny because people say, "Oh, are you a Christian author?" No, I'm not. I'm an author who happens to be a Christian, and so for me, I never set out to write books with these, really very tangible Christian themes. It just happened. I got this idea. What if there was a chair that was made by Christ that exists today? So I just got that idea. So that becomes a Christian theme. Or what if you could walk into the rooms of your soul? I just thought, what a cool idea. And because I have a Christian worldview, that comes out. But I never set out to write Christian fiction.
Now, speculative fiction,
yes.
not everyone is maybe knows this term, because this is something in the last few years that has really started to gain momentum.
Yeah.
Of course, I know what it is, but maybe you want to explain it a little.
Yes, I know, because people say, well, what's your genre, Jim? And people have said, well, you kind of created your own, because it's got these supernatural elements to it, but yet it's set in a contemporary setting. So I don't have elves and dwarves and this kind of thing going on. And so for me, speculative fiction is fiction where things happen in a contemporary space that really we know cannot happen.
Right.
And it's as simple as that, and it's as broad as that, unfortunately. But it's for my fiction, it's contemporary setting where weird things happen.
Well, one thing that I've heard you say before is if you read the Bible, there's all sorts of supernatural things happening in the Bible. There's people coming back to life. There's burning bushes that talk to you.
I know. There's people walking on water. I mean, there's bones that are coming to life, and you go, I mean, that is the most speculative book of all time. So, okay, speculative fiction, read the Bible.
There you go.
But some people, and me included, believe that a lot of those stories are true.
I have to talk about this project you have coming up. In November, you're releasing a book.
Yes.
And it is Soul's Gate.
Soul's Gate.
And it's got a very interesting premise, one that I personally have never heard before. Can you talk a little bit about the premise and how you came to it? Yeah,
the question is, or really the question of the book is, what if we could send our spirits into other people's souls to fight for their freedom? That's the book. Well, wait a second. No, I think you have to define freedom here, because that is a very broad term. Yes. Well, it's the things that hold us back. It's the chains that keep us from stepping into our destiny. It's, you probably at one point said, I would love to do these interviews for RT. But any fear, any fear or trepidation of doing it? Yes. I will admit it, yes. So something freed you up to take that risk, to jump off that cliff. Anne Lamott, or not Anne Lamott, but Annie Dillard says we have to jump off cliffs all the time and build our wings on the way down. And I want people to do that. So I want people to read Soul's Gate and go, I can do that. And so that's the kind of freedom I'm talking about. Freedom to step out and take that risk. Now, in Soul's Gate, you have your main protagonist is named Reece. Yes. And in my mind, I saw him almost as a Jesus figure, maybe. But you say you see him a little bit differently than that. Yeah, he definitely is a guy that understands sacrifice for these people that he is leading into this soul travel. But at the same time, he's a guy that was deeply wounded by a choice he made, and so he's really being restored himself and stepping back into his destiny. So he's maybe more like a Gandalf type figure, you know? Does that work? I love how you use I was listening to a workshop you did yesterday, and you were referencing The Matrix and The Lord of the Rings, and I love how you do that, because so many times, like, people, maybe they're afraid with inspirational fiction, they might not relate to it if they don't necessarily go to church or whatever, but they do have faith. But you really, you kind of broaden the audience. You bring it more. We have the Bible, but we also have Gandalf, and we also. I totally, Morgan, you're so right. I tell people, I say, The Matrix, in my mind, is one of the best postmodern depictions of Christian life that I've ever seen. And people, what, are you kidding me? Where are you bringing that? Where are you getting that from? But I think truth is truth no matter where it comes from. So
I love that. I think that's great. And in Soul's Gate, do your characters find truth when they step into somebody's soul? Are they able to find truth?
Yeah, they find truth, but they also find a lot of lies, and they find a lot of things they have to battle.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they're any speculative fiction, and speculative is huge right now in general market, in the Christian market. There's good and evil.
Right.
There's good and evil, and my characters definitely have to deal with a little bit of that, a lot of that.
I would be terrified. Like, even looking into my own self, I'm terrified sometimes. Going into somebody else, I can't even imagine.
I know. And the way I write, some people are, plot it all out. I'm very much seat of the pants, where it's just like, and I'm writing, you're got to be kidding me. You're going to have that happen. So it's fun to discover that as I'm writing it.
Excellent. So we have Soul's Gate, which is coming out, and then you spoke a little bit about your next book.
Yeah.
Of course, I've got to ask you. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask about your next book, because I know you're working on it as we speak.
Yeah, so I'm working on it right now. You're right. So Soul's Gate comes out early November, and then Memory's Door is the sequel to Soul's Gate, and that'll come out in summer of 2013.
That continues the story.
Yes. So Soul's Gate ends I think readers will be satisfied, because you sometimes read a book where you go, okay, it's a trilogy, and it's like, what? You just stopped.
Right, mid-scene sometimes.
Yeah, and that's frustrating. So I want people to read Soul's Gate and go, wow, loved it. It concluded. I don't necessarily have to read the next one, but the next one, I'm hoping you will. But the next one continues their journey.
And you've never done that before. You've never done a direct sequel.
No,
this is the first
one.
So there was so much fodder here that you knew there was more to say.
Yeah, there is more to say with these characters. There's more to say with them.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for meeting with me today. I had a great time. And for everyone out there, we've got Soul's Gate coming out. You've got to go and check it out.
Thank you.
Thank you.